Hello. A few days ago, I received this recommended video from YouTube on the disappearance of Lisanne, Froon, and Kris Kremmers. And I was surprised that I got this recommended videos because mainly my videos are, that I watch on YouTube or spiritual in nature or sports related. So I don't watch true crime that much on YouTube at all. So when I got this recommended video, I thought, well, let's just watch it. So I watched it. In the case of Lisanne Froon and Kris Kremmers, it was very interesting. I mean, this thing popped my interest. I mean, it went high, and then I ever since then I've probably watched about 8 videos on it, and I've read 2 vlogs, and to me it's really strange how many people who have covered this intensely, the disappearance of Lisanne Froon and Kris Kremmers, how many people have actually covered this and actually think that, well, they got lost and one of them got injured and they kept on getting more and more lost. Perhaps that they went off the trail and they tried to follow the river back to the town where they were staying, and the river was leading in the opposite way, and eventually after about 2 weeks they succumbed to starvation or injury or dehydration or whatever. I mean they passed away, but it was an accident. It was a naturally occurring accident that happens when you get lost in the rainforest. And so many people think that this is the easiest explanation. And I'm dumbfounded by that. That's not the easiest explanation at all. If you use Occam's razor, actually the easiest explanation by far is that these 2 Dutch women, well, they were abducted. Something happened to them that was sinister, and it was a crime. That is using common sense. Now, I don't have a slideshow to show you. If you're watching this video, I assume that you've already seen pictures. I'm not going to present any pictures that I think might have been photoshopped because I'm not an expert in photography, and chances are you might not be either. And who am I to say if something was photoshopped or not? I mean, there's videos on that, and to be honest, they're kind of speaking over my head. I'd have to learn a lot more about Photoshop to even get to where they're going. I'm not going to go there. I think there are easier ways to show that this was a crime and not a disappearance. And it's just crazy to me that people don't see the obvious. I have a couple reasons, and I'm going to go over those right now. And I guess the first reason I'm going to go over is, okay, these girls are lost. Okay, now everyone, some people wonder whether these girls even came back from the trail. They went to the summit of the Pianista Trail, and then they came back. And the first thing is that there were actually eyewitnesses that saw the girls coming back that day. Were they even? I think this is a serious question. Were they even abducted in that wilderness? Do we have any pictures of those girls, of the women in the wilderness? Past day one? There's those nighttime photos, but those, come on. I mean, the they don't really show anything. One photo shows the back of Kris Kremmer's head, what we suppose to be her head. It might not be. Some people say that there's an SOS picture. No, I don't see it. I see a couple of wrappers and there's a reflective mirror somehow, but SOS symbol? No, I don't see that at all. A bunch of these pictures that were like 2 weeks later or 10 days later, they show nothing. So most of the pictures are on the first day. Could these girls, women, I'm sorry if I call them girls, they weren't girls, they were 21 and 22. Could these women have actually come back? Could these women have actually come back to the town? Yeah, well, there's several witnesses that say that happened. I'm not going to name the witnesses. There's other videos that name those. I'm just going to name the conclusion. How can we just downright, if there's someone that says that they remember seeing these people, and no one says that they remember seeing them on the trail, then why do we automatically think they're on the trail? I mean, they didn't find tracks on the trail. I mean, if you would have had a tracker out there on day 3, a professional tracker should have been able to track people that wanted to be found. So that's a big thing. Why do people naturally assume that they were on the trail when people assume, when actually, now you might say, well, those witnesses that said that they saw them on April 1st in the town, well, they don't know what they were talking about. They meant the day before. That still goes to the point where, okay, so maybe you have questionable witnesses. You have questionable witnesses that say that they were in town on April 1st. You have no actual witnesses that say that they were on the trail past April 1st. So what's more likely? No one saw them on the trail. Their bones were on the trail later. Their bag was found on the trail much later. There were those nighttime photographs. There were phone calls that were made that, but is this all something that somebody else could have actually done? Yeah, it is. So that's the first point I would like to make is, why is that so easily dismissed? Anyway, thank you for watching. God bless you.